45 is saying that he wants this thing cleared up by Easter. I think that's April 12th. And
Yeah,
Anthony, the last call.
Easter Bunny. Like, I mean, he's actually making a joke out of this, and we laugh at it like we ought to take that seriously. I wonder if he has a viral infection in his brain. I think somebody needs to take a look in his brain and see what's going on there to joke about the epidemic, like somehow the Easter Bunny is going to banish it. This is insanity. And I'm surprised that people tolerate that. They actually tolerate that and call that leadership. That's not leadership. That's insanity.
So what do you think is going to happen come Easter when people are still dealing with this issue? And he can't deliver.
Well, okay, I gave you the math. Okay, let me find my chart here. Let's see, Easter is April, around the middle of April. So by the middle of April, you're going to have 100 million infections in the world. And most of them will be in the United States of America. I think if my calculations are correct, by Easter, you have about 40 million infections in America.
Wow.
That will be your Easter basket. And so what I think is we should act now while you have a chance. If you wait another week or two, all hope is lost. I mean, really, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to push the panic button, but an emergency really is an emergency. And people are acting like it's not. They act like they're spectators watching some movie unfold on a screen.
So what's it going to take for them to understand this is really serious? Because the Trumpsters don't believe that it's really serious. Donald Trump says it's not a problem. It's just like the flu, and his supporters echo the same thing. They don't believe it. It's just they're trying to get him out of office. That's what he says, and that's what his supporters believe.
The lieutenant governor of Texas let the cat out the bag. He said, "Who needs a grandmother? Let them die." They're publishing reports now. Okay, well, they have issued secret orders. Do not resuscitate. In other words, if you get diagnosed with coronavirus, they will not resuscitate you because they don't have a ventilator. They don't have doctors anymore. They don't have medicine. See, this is the ugly secret. The 153 top medicines that are used by Americans every day come from China. They said they put plexiglass now in the pharmacies to keep the virus out. Plexiglass doesn't keep the virus out. What they're protecting themselves from is robbery. When grandma's prescription medication runs out and you don't have any money, you see the pharmacy is likely to get robbed. So they put the plexiglass up, just like they do in the neighborhood corner store.
Hold that thought right there. We got to take a short break, and we got some more folks who want to talk to you. You want to jump in on this conversation with Dr. Aleem, reach out to us. And thanks for staying with us, folks. Our guest is Dr. Aleem. Dr. Aleem is a medical doctor. If you've got a question about the virus, this is the man you need to pose the question to. Number is 800-450-7876. Keep that number handy because you're going to need it tomorrow. Tomorrow's what we call Friday, an open phone Friday. We give you a chance to free your mind. If you didn't get a chance to call in this week or previous weeks, well, tomorrow is the time to hit us up. So keep your radios locked on 1450 WRL if you're in the DMV. Let's go to line 3. DC caller, somebody calling himself DC caller. You're on with Dr. Aleem.
Hey, what's going on with you? How y'all doing today?
Doing all right, brother?
Yeah, that's good, man. Good to hear that. As far as everything, I like the transparency from Blasio, from Hogan. I ain't on here to give you a speech or nothing, but I wanted to pose a question. How do you think Muriel Bowser is handling the situation? Because there's a lot of miscommunication. Because you got Trump kind of like trying to push forward the blind over everybody's eyes, and now we're understanding that on a certain extent people are pushing that panic button on the local level. So it's a lot of miscommunication. So just short and sweet, how do you think Muriel Bowser's handling the situation?
Well, let me say this. If I had to grade the Chinese effort, I would give them an A+. If I had to grade the effort of Mayor Bowser or de Blasio or any of the governors, Governor Cuomo, Trump, they all get an F because they're failing miserably. They are not doing hardly any of the things that should be done in order to protect the lives of the front-line healthcare workers, much less the general public. So they get an F. They get an
I agree.
F.
I agree. That's the only question I really had.
Some of the things that are going on should be considered criminal neglect. They should actually be impeachable offenses for being negligent on the job. while there is a public emergency, all they seem to want to do is hold press conferences and tell everybody what's on the way. And they know nothing's on the way.
100%.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you for your call.
Appreciate it.
All righty, folks, you got to take this. I think we really got to take this thing serious. You know, the other folks may skate around it, and this is why we have Dr. Aleem on the air with you. If you've got a question, a serious question, this is a man you need to pose a question to. Again, take advantage of his expertise.
Look at this guy that they call the Surgeon General. He told everybody that you don't need to wear a mask, and what he actually knew in private was they don't have any masks. So that's all they're telling you. We don't have any masks, but instead of being honest about it, they say that you don't need one. You don't need to be tested. Why? Because they don't have one. And so we need to stop all of the masquerade and go where there are tests that we can get. Go get the masks. Go get the hazmat units. Go get the test kits. Go get the interferon. That's what a real politician, a real leader of the people would do. I'm talking to the gangster. You mean to tell me they got interferon over in Cuba, 90 miles offshore, and some of you gangsters won't go over there and get some? What is wrong with you? I thought you were a gangster. I thought you were a thug. I thought you knew how to do stuff, make stuff happen. And you sitting around listening to lying politicians.
All right, we got a bunch of folks want to talk to you, Doc.
This is not something that just one man or one leader or one part of the community can handle. All members of the community have to pull together, otherwise we're all going to lose together.
Yeah, sad state of affairs we're in. Folks, this is real serious, so I want you to take this serious.
It could be heroic. It's only sad and tragic when you're sitting back doing nothing.
Right.
Why not be a
800-450-7876. KO's calling from Pennsylvania on line 4. KO, you're on with Dr. Aleem.
Good afternoon, Carl and Dr. Ali. I'm glad that you're on because I got a very serious question. Everything around us looks like it's turning into a war zone. We're getting casualties on a major level, like a war. So my next question is, could this very well be a bioweapon?
Of course it is, without a doubt. And again, I went into this in other interviews that are available on YouTube. But again, it doesn't matter whether it's a bioweapon. That would be something for the courts to settle later on when people get properly charged with the crimes. I named the culprit. Dr. Charles Lieber of Harvard University was arrested along with his 2 Chinese associates for the engineering of this virus. I mean, this is known in the public record. He posted a $1 million bond to get out of jail. The other 2 were apprehended at Logan International Airport with vials of biological material in their socks. So, again, there's no question about it. Where is Attorney General Barr? Why hasn't he brought charges against Bill Gates for engineering the algorithm of this epidemic? I understand Bill Gates has been arrested by the Chinese in Australia. That's not confirmed. I hope it's true. They need to arrest a whole lot more people for committing crimes against humanity. It's not a nice thing to make a biological weapon and then deploy it into the holy city of Qom in Iran, or to deploy it in Wuhan to kill millions of people, or to deploy it in Washington, D.C., or wherever. These are crimes against humanity, and they must not be tolerated. And if we do tolerate it, we're probably going to lose our lives. We'll be a casualty of the war because it wouldn't stand up for what we know to be right.